sweet onion, a few carrots, a few pieces of celery, grape or cherry tomatoes, and some freshly grated Parmesan. Cut your celery into small squares. For me, the easiest way to cut a carrot is into smaller sections, and then taking those sections, cutting them in half, and then one more time into quarters. From this right here, you can make nice little squares. And it doesn't roll around on you. Misty here is going to show you how to properly cut a bell pepper.
So we're going to cut it in half, lengthwise. That exposes the ribs and the seeds. And then we're going to take off the stem. And then you can reach in, take out the ribs. And I just give it a little tap to get the seeds out. And then you're ready to slice. And then I start with the inside. It's easier to cut this way. And then we're gonna, since we're doing everything else in squares or cubes, we're gonna go ahead and do the same with the peppers. Preferably use a sharp knife. Ours are a little dull.
Okay, so we've cut off both ends of the onion and taken off the outer skin, and we're just going to cut it right in half. This way you have two flat surfaces, so you can just stack it like that. We'll start with this one, then you're just going to cut lengthwise, or whatever, not lengthwise this is. From there, kind of squish it back together and cut again. You'll get nice little squares. If you're not sure how big you want them, it's okay if they're a little bit big, because we're going to cook those first. These are our garlic cloves. What we're going to do is we're going to take this awesome garlic press. You just stick them in there and close it, and you just go squish, and you get beautiful fresh garlic. You don't have to cut it or chop it or anything. Just put some more in there, do it again. If you don't have one of these, you can just take a knife to your garlic, kind of squish it, kind of cut it up a little bit if you want. Throw it in. You want your stovetop on kind of a medium to low heat. I'm going to start with like a 4 or 5. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil in there, just to start with. The first thing that we're going to cook is we're going to saute the onions. After that, we're going to toss in a little bit of garlic. Then we're going to go to our hard vegetables, like the carrots and celery, because those are going to take longer to cook. We don't want them to get mushy though, so we're just going to have them for a while. Then we're going to add the softer vegetables like the snap peas and the bell peppers. And then very last, we're just going to throw in some tomatoes, squish some lemon juice, and throw some Parmesan cheese on top. Turn the heat up a little bit to 6. We'll put the onions on for a little while. Brown them up. You can tell the onions are done because they're brown and they're kind of transparent. I just added the garlic for probably 10 or 15 seconds to warm it up. Now I'm going to add the celery and carrots. Also, you'll notice water is boiling right here. You can go ahead and put the noodles in and start cooking those at the same time. Okay, they've been cooking for about 5 minutes. They're not mushy, but they're not super crisp either. Best idea is just to take a couple out, taste them, see if you like them. If you think they're ready, go ahead and add the next thing, which is going to be the bell peppers and the snap peas. These only need to go for a couple minutes just to get a little warm. They'll stay very crunchy, probably. Tomatoes. I'm just going to get these kind of warm. Then I'm going to add pepper, lemon, and 1 cup of cheese. This is about 400 calories by itself, but since we're splitting it among 5 people, it'll probably be okay. So use sparingly. Take your lemon and squeeze it on. Mix it up a little bit. It'll make it a little wet. You don't want too much, so you can see that this is pretty wet. So I didn't use all my lemon. Then I took the cheese and I just sprinkled it on, stirred it up, let it melt a little bit. I didn't even use all of it, but what I'm going to do is when I serve up a dish, I'm going to put the noodles on the bottom, the vegetables on top, and then just sprinkle a little bit for aesthetic.
Little bit of salt. I might say pepper. And a little bit of salt.